He does.
Prediction? Yes, prediction. Hey.
Are you ready? I was born ready.
Obviously, you're a little, aggravated by the line of questioning regarding Canelo.
I don't want to touch this, dirty, so bad. I don't want to touch his name.
I'm working on feeling the art of humbleness. Can you be with me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person. And I miss him. But sometimes I feel like a bitch. I don't want that person to come out, because when he comes out, hell is coming with him. And it's not funny at all. It must sound cool, like I'm a tough guy. It's just that I hate that I'm scared.
It would be awesome to, being a great warrior. Maybe with a Mexican.
Let's go. Wait, pop.
I have to put the joke.
No. Hey,
thank you for playing, man. I appreciate it.
Good timing, man.
Can't put predictions, man, but I definitely don't want to leave it to the judges.
Nice.
Longliveboxing en vivo podcast, como siempre. Manny Marrero.
Shawn El Gringo Hicksa.
Hopper.
Breaking it down like it is, like it should be.
Como debe de ser.
Como es debido. Gracias a todos por su apoyo.
Apoyo.
Thank you so much for all your support. Remember, guys, doesn't take too much. Just click that like button, smash that subscribe in our YouTube channel. Helps us a lot. We can keep bringing out some great content for you guys to enjoy. And we are still here, episode now 88, with our two guests of the day, Jake the Snake. I can't get your last name, man.
Ysasi.
Ysasi. And Marco El Guero Vasquez here, still in the studio.
Hey, let's go.
Vivo.
Let's go. Talking boxing, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
what else are
better
I
to do?
know, right?
Man.
Talking boxing, watching Clarissa Shields.
Yeah.
Make her MMA debut. I mean, what else can we do? Oh, I know.
What?
Talk about a little bit of Pac-Man and Spence.
Pac-Man.
Oh,
Man.
Pacquiao, man.
Let's get
Senator.
I guess dreams don't come true at times. I mean, I was hoping to see Pacquiao and Crawford. That was my dream that I said. Once again, I'm wrong. But still, we finally...
No, that doesn't happen often.
We finally got action going on, ladies and gentlemen. And,
Yes.
what better way to do it? The welterweight. Hopefully, Pacquiao gets the belt back. I mean, have you guys heard about it?
I haven't heard anything. No, they're debating. Last I heard was the WBA, right?
Yeah, they were trying to get
they
it
made
back.
him the champion in recess, and then they stripped him. They made Ugas the champion. So who knows? But I'm
Hopefully,
sure
'cause it'll
all
be a
it's
great
gonna take
unification.
is a little donation. Yeah, hey, guess what? Manny Pacquiao's a super champion.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness though, and not trying to be unbiased as possible, the reason they said they did that is because Manny Pacquiao wasn't active. Ugas
That's fair.
Ugas hasn't fought anyone either within that time he's been made champion. So
They cancel each other out.
they're like, you know what? He's not
Bring it
doing
back.
anything.
Right.
He's not doing anything. He's worth a lot more money. He's got a locked-in fight.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's Manny Pacquiao. Let's do
It's
it.
Manny freaking Pacquiao.
And they did. Well, it seems like that's the route they're going to take.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It'll make it more
It wouldn't
interesting,
surprise
guys,
me.
honestly. It'll make it more interesting to have the whole belts. And can you imagine what that would do to Pacquiao's legacy?
yeah.
I mean, in fighting one of the most talented, youngest, best welterweight there is right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, when they announced the fight, I was, surprised. But, a good surprise, it's always good when they have a fight that's actually confirmed and not rumored or speculated or, this may or may not happen. This is locked in. So it's going to be Las Vegas, MGM, Grand Garden Arena, August 21st,
August
locked and loaded.
yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, I guess the only thing is that, they're not fighting here, but hey.
Yeah, hey, finally. But it took me a while to actually believe it because, Pacquiao was supposed to be fighting Crawford. He was supposed to be fighting Ryan Garcia, Mikey Garcia, and then Ryan, and then Spence. When I saw it, when you actually were the one that sent it out, I rolled my eyes. I go, okay,
Here we go
whatever.
again.
Here we go again. And
I
then-
thought the same
later,
thing, but
like within the hour, everybody started running with the boxing scene, and then all the Yahoo Sports and everybody started going. I was like, oh, okay, so this is legit then.
Yeah. Well, I got it from
Legit.
Pacquiao's.
Oh, from Pacquiao's camp.
Pacquiao's
Wow, who do
page.
you know?
No,
in there, man.
From Pacquiao's page,
Pacquiao's
Facebook page, fan
okay.
page.
Yeah,
So,
I think that was probably
for
the
me, it
difference.
was yeah.
He put it on Instagram, and that's
Right.
I think
Instagram.
changed the.
Yeah, that was like, wow, okay, this is legit, because you're right. We've been hearing about that. And that was the same night that we were going to go, see the Mike Garcia card over there at, at the Mesquite Rodeo Center.
Yeah, that's
That was exactly the same day. Just,
that's
just
the same
before-
night,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Remember, I think I was just driving to the stadium. That's where I actually. But the good thing is, yes, finally set and done. We're gonna get to see Errol Spence. We did get to see him last time. After he had the accident, and he actually came back and delivered. Can he do that against 8 division, 13 world champions Manny Pacquiao? Hasn't fought in 2 years, but still, it's Manny Pacquiao. I mean, what?
What do you guys think?
What-
What is that?
You know what I
That's
mean?
the professionals.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean,
especially to know him because Errol Spence is local. What are your thoughts, Guero, about that match?
I mean, I gotta give it to Earl. He's a younger cat. He's I mean, in the past 2 years, he's been more active. Even though it's only one fight, I know a dangerous situation, a critical situation happened to him. But I gotta give it to Earl. He's a great body snatcher. And that's the thing. I mean, I never leave Manny, and I'm not saying it's like a blowout or anything like that. Like, it's just a slight edge I have over there because like I know as people get older, Manny's what, 42 right now.
You'll be
43.
43, yeah, okay. Yeah. So he's
1 year
40,
behind Mayweather. Yeah, Mayweather 44. Yeah, 40.
Yeah. So he's already a lot older. And the only thing I do say is, even though speed and reaction kind of go out of the door, power never leaves.
Yeah.
And all I gotta say is, Spence better be on some defense because I know Manny can crack. And and all it takes is one punch from Manny. That's all it takes. You
saw Thurman. I mean,
yeah,
with the jab, drop him,
And then after that, everything changed. You know what I mean? So I mean, I definitely have I have Spence on the edge as of right now, just because like he does a lot of body work, and as an older guy, that takes more of an effect and things like that. So I don't know how he's gonna perform in the later rounds, or if he's gonna be as jumpy or anything like that. Because if he sits there in the pocket, I say Spence is gonna.
Well, I
get
think
him,
it's hard for him to come forward, right? Because Spence gonna have that jab just pushing him back and all the time. So
that's one thing. Just Spence has a crazy jab.
Exactly. So it's like smaller guy, shorter, and you got Spence got more of a distance. He can push him back, and then of course that dangerous right hand. It just makes it very difficult for Pacquiao eventually to even.
One thing I do say is difficult is southpaw and southpaw.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So watch the clash of the heads, but see the thing with Manny too is that yes he's up in age, but he still always had, especially in his last fight. He's been active for 2 years almost.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, he still has the speed. He's still
Yeah.
awkward. It's hard to time him.
He's jumpy,
He'll
like
set,
you said. He's
Yeah.
always
he'll
just
set,
stuck,
he'll
he's
set
little.
traps, and then what the best do, and that's why he's one of the greats, is they make adjustments very
Exactly.
quickly through in the fight, and that's what Manny does. And so Earl, if Earl thinks or if fans think this is going to be a walk in the park because Manny's up in age, there's gravely mistaken.
I think that's
And-
experience, though, because Manny, it's been there before. It's
Keith
been in
Thurman
Thailand.
thought that,
Yeah,
Adrien
everyone-
Broner thought
everyone
that,
did.
and look what happened.
Just didn't happen.
So I mean that's a great point you bring up as far as like the underestimate factor of it's always weird. I used to make the joke like it seemed like for 10 years, for a decade, after somebody would fight Manny Pacquiao, they say they underestimated his hand speed. I'm like, we're still doing that? I mean,
until you
I got it.
jabber.
Yeah, right.
Still up for debate. Like, come on.
Yeah, right. I
Hey,
mean,
man.
but okay, looking forward, what if he does pull it off? What if Manny Pacquiao does beat Earl
I know.
Spence?
I know.
Does this
That'd be awesome,
That's
bro.
gonna be.
That'd be
Does
awesome.
this cement him as the
Wild.
fighter of the decade? I mean, he's fighting Earl Spence while Floyd Mayweather's fighting Logan Paul. So, I mean,
well, first of all, like for me, I'm still trying to process what you said. So within that time, I'd love to hear what Jake, what
I
he
was
think.
part of that.
What is your thoughts, sir, as far as like the fight? Are you excited about it? What's your kind of take on the fight going into August?
I'm
25th?
definitely excited. Like I said, I'm more of the new generation boxing, but Pacquiao, I've always loved Pacquiao, man. I've loved the way he's moved, speed, everything, you know. Like you said, even with the age, he's still got it all. He really does. Especially whenever he went against Thurman, dropped him with a jab. Like, everybody there's a lot of people thinking Thurman had a chance, you know. Thurman was going to go in there and whoop him. No, he didn't at all, you know. And I definitely think it's going to be, I think, like you said, like if he but Manny's not going to stay there with
He's not gonna
he's
stay in
got
the
too much
pocket.
experience,
No,
and that's
he's
just
too
not
smart.
that's just not his fighting at all. We all know, like, that's not how he fights. So I think he'll definitely make it a difficult fight.
It's gonna be a harder fight.
And besides, Spence, he didn't knock out Danny Garcia. He didn't knock out Shawn Porter. He didn't knock out Mikey Garcia.
No.
So to think you're gonna go in there and knock out,
Manny
Pacquiao.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Because Spence, especially when he was fighting Porter, he took some good punishment as much as he dished out. Mikey didn't have as much pop in the welterweight division.
Mikey was just too small.
Danny Garcia was kind of lacking something, but I think Spence, he wants to outbox people instead of trying to go for the KO. And then with Manny, I think that's going to be his. I think that's what he's going to be trying to do. He's going to be trying to outbox Manny. He's not going to try to be, Leonard and Ellerby. They all say, oh, he's going to go in there to retire Pacquiao. Yeah, whatever.
But can you really outbox Manny?
Yeah,
I think that's going to be his.
Especially because that's not even Earl's fighting style. His is in the pocket, staying right there, body shots. I've never seen Manny get dropped with a body shot.
And not even against the biggest body shot, body puncher, Antonio Margarito. He was a terror back in the day.
Even
I know that was Manny's prime.
His counter punching ability,
Yeah, but
and
still,
the body punching.
I think Manny has to rely on that, because if you look at for the last the last 12 years, Manny has fought 18 times and only 2 knockouts.
Yeah, in the last 16 fights, he doesn't have a knockout.
No, he did. He did Matthysse. But before that was
his last
Cotto.
16 fights. He's 16 fights without a knockout.
No, he fought
Pacquiao.
Matthysse.
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao fought Matthysse, and he knocked him out. It's like 3 years ago or something like that. So in the last 18 fights,
Pacquiao and Matthysse?
Yeah,
he knocked
the
him
last
out. And that
18
was
fights,
years ago.
he knocked out 2014 Miguel Cotto. I was there. 2009 and Matthysse. That's it. So 18 fights, he hasn't knocked out anyone else. So 18 fights, only knock out 2 people. And so I think that's his strategy. I just don't see him at this state of his life having that same power he used to have in the lower classes. He needs to rely on his speed, and he also needs to rely on moving around and making Spence uncomfortable. And I think we've seen that with Spence. Even Mikey Garcia tried to do it. And I'm kind of putting a picture of that fight, Garcia and Spence, because I think it's going to be almost similar to that.
Yeah.
And at the end, the end result could be exactly the same thing. It's just Pacquiao can't get anything going. Same thing happened to Mayweather. Whether it was because the shoulder or whatever it was, I don't put any excuse or anything like that. You had your chance, and he just couldn't make anything happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about it. I mean, it can definitely go in that direction, or he can figure him out. He does get on the inside, and Spence only fought, I think, in the last few years, he only had one southpaw that he fought, and he actually got rocked in that fight. He actually was hurt, I should say. So, southpaws against southpaw, that's another factor. I know Arreola mentioned that as well, and just the X factor. I mean, this is going to be, I think, Manny's last fight.
I think so too.
He's going out on a shield.
It'll be definitely better than Danny Garcia. It'll be better fight than Danny Garcia.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if it's a shutout like that.
Do you think I just want to say better than Danny Garcia. I think he gets knocked out because Earl's got the power. I mean, Juan Manuel Marquez put him to sleep, and Pacquiao is vulnerable. He starts doing this little crazy jump hop, back and forth, bunny hops, and then throws a lot, and all of a sudden he gets caught up. He always gets caught up. So, was he able to take that from Errol Spence?
Well, I mean, you can make an argument, even though, we talk about, and Jake mentioned it, that obviously he got Thurman with the jab, but, later on in the fight, Pacquiao was taking some shots, man. Yeah. And Thurman, we can say what he want. He plays the flute. I get it. You know what I mean? And all this stuff. But Thurman's got some, they call him one time for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. So he's got some power too. And, Manny was eating him, He was swallowing hard, but he was eating those shots.
Keith was making a comeback too until that body shot landed. That Pacquiao,
and he had to pull the mouthpiece out. Yeah.
So but at the same time, I feel like Manny put himself in that predicament to get hit so he can start opening things up. Because I mean, what happens? I mean,
Keith kind of shelled up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what happened after he dropped him? He got on his bicycle and he ran for a while.
Oh yeah,
and that was hilarious because Keith was making fun of him about his hand, and then Manny comes in and taps him with the body shot, and then cabrón.
That's the only thing about Manny is that you don't know, like he's so good at switching up from head, from head to body.
That's the veteran, crafty veteran shit, man. He taps your body. Brings your guard down, and here comes that overhand right or something.
Because he's so awkward. Like you know, a lot of boxers like they're here, you know, and they throw their shots, and you know, you can kind of read them, but like Manny, he's
hard to time.
He just kind of throws everything from anywhere.
It took Marquez 4 fights to finally get some kind of time.
And he was getting whooped.
Some kind of.
And I'm sad Marquez didn't give him the 5th fight.
About getting whooped.
No, he was getting whooped on that fight.
Pacquiao. No, he dropped him already. Yeah,
I know, and he dropped him too, and he was all messed up in that round.
Pacquiao was coming on strong, definitely in that round, and then he put him to sleep.
You know, one of my biggest letdowns of Marquez. Marquez is a great fighter. One of my things that rubbed me the wrong way about him is that he didn't give a number 5.
He drinks pee?
That too.
That rubs everybody the wrong way.
That's just weird.
Yeah, he didn't want
I drink my own pee.
You guys don't do that as professional boxers?
Right.
I thought that was in the contract.
I thought that was
that was like a no-brainer.
Or
it's like I got to do that. My nutrients. I got
to have to.
Let's touch on that a little bit.
That was crazy.
So since he didn't take the 5th fight,
because look, this is my thing. Look, I know the first one was a draw, right?
Yes.
Second and third one, Manny.
Yeah.
Right.
Hell no. Marcus won the 3rd.
No.
Easy. Easy.
Yeah, I mean,
Marcus probably won the 1st, even though he got dropped 4 times.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. He got dropped 4 times. But yeah, the third one was iffy. You know, it could have went either way. It was a close fight. But only thing I do say is, Manny gave you 4 chances to pull your thing off, and even though Manny won and did all that stuff, I know you knocked him out, and I know you're like, okay, and that's it.
I proved
he was done after that.
Well, I think he knew himself. He beat him, and he got the best of him through the whole series, and he just.
I'm like, all right, now I know Manny got some wins, you got some wins. Let's see what happens afterwards. And I'm like, I was like, and I know Manny was like reaching out for that fight, and I was like, I would like to see it again because I feel like the fire. And it's not just because like, oh, you let me down and stuff like that. It was just like. The excitement of how hard that fight was gonna be, how many bombs or anything was
an entertaining fight, bro.
It would have been crazy.
An entertaining fight.
And it's the same thing I think about this fight that we're all gonna be there, and these 2 guys are gonna be part of that fight. It's watching Marco Antonio Barrera against Eric El Terrible Morales again for the 4th time, even though if it's exhibition, but there's a lot of beef with those guys. It's there's nothing like friendship or anything. Hey, what's up? Going to work? Okay, good. Bye. Let's get in there. You know what I mean? So I can feel you the way you're thinking about that because I would have loved to see that Pacquiao and Marquez again. I would have loved to see Pacquiao come back and say, okay, you got me. I was coming back. Like my brother Hopper says here, he was only coming back. Anyway.
No, but that's the interesting take. I'm glad you said that, Widow, because honestly, my thing, and you know, I like Manuel Marquez. I was actually mad at him for different reasons. I was mad he didn't retire after that fight. You know, because I was like, you know, go off on your high horse. You know, but he kept fighting, and his last fight was Mike Alvarado.
Yeah, he got his last fight,
and he got injured. Right?
His knee.
Yeah, knee.
His knee had been giving him problems for years, and he couldn't. He wasn't going to go out.
He used to fight with the brace on all the time.
He wasn't going to go out like Sergio Martinez did against Cotto and one leg. That was
peg leg. No.
Peg leg.
Well, I mean, you talked about it too, unfinished business, and you were disappointed when he retired, right?
I felt like it came out of nowhere. I've talked about it before, and I felt like with Marquez, he was. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I was a Marquez fan before anybody even knew who the hell he was. So
yeah.
And yeah, that one kind of hurt. He just retired out of nowhere, and hopefully he comes back and gives us an exhibition fight.
He will against a 4-time division champion, Miguel Angel Cotto.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be pretty
Mexico,
cool.
Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Let's do it.
Who are you going for?
Who am I going for?
Yep.
Oh man. I think we know the answer to that.
Negativo.
Yeah, but and
What,
both
you
of
gonna read
those
it like
guys,
Hector? Is
both
that-
those
is this a
guys,
question?
Is that a
no,
question?
but back to Pacquiao Spence. I mean, what can we expect from both of these guys? I know there's been a little bit of drama about
The
VADA testing. Yeah,
Yeah,
Victor. I know Victor
yeah,
Conti.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah,
What
Victor
do you-
Conti called them out and they said that neither fighter had enrolled in it yet.
Really?
That's according to Victor Conti. I mean, that's what he says.
So does that mean that Marquez is eating some of those fajitas that Canelo ate down there?
Whoa,
Whoa!
But I thought they were.
Street tacos or something like that?
I thought they were going to go with the
What's the
Olympic
way,
style.
cilantro?
So they're going with VADA, or they
No,
haven't.
it's VADA. It's VADA, that
VADA.
they're going with.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. Neither, according from what my understanding is that neither of them have enrolled in VADA testing yet.
Is
So.
Victor Conti the only source saying that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's the only I heard it.
Yeah,
Myself
that's
too.
the only guy that's from today. So, and then, man, I mean, I know Victor Conte, he's a shady figure, but
that's fair.
it's to say the least, to put it kindly.
Yeah.
But
I saw Gringo's face. It's like, is that the only one?
I mean,
I was hoping there was another source.
Barry Bonds will know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, he has credibility in these kind of
Oh,
things.
wow.
When he speaks about tails and which fighters are he when he talks, I tend to listen about stuff like this, and he says.
Oh yeah,
that
he's. I mean,
he knows what to look for.
He's
he knows,
the expert,
and people train with him now. He has fighters that train with him. So
I think Nonito does, right?
Nonito Donaire does. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has quite a few fighters, and when he says that, when he says,
looked good in his last fight.
"Oh yes, he did.
yeah.
Oh, he
That's
knocked him out.
fantastic.
That panel left hook."
I never expected that one.
Ah,
I knew he was going to do a good fight. I thought it was going to be his last one.
Well,
He
no,
lost.
considering the way he fought the monster, I said,
exactly.
"Oh no, Nonito still, he still got it. He's still."
He's at 33 right now.
So, but yeah,
So Victor Conte. I mean, I thought that's kind of odd. I mean, hey, are they going to test? Are they not going to test?
Well, they have to.
they're definitely going to
They have
test.
to. They have
They're
to.
definitely going to test, and I think this is just something that's going to eventually blow over. I think
who's pushing it more is Earl Spence, isn't he?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
He's the one that's
Sure it
actually
is.
pushing because of the whole rumors.
Mayweather
Yeah.
is telling him,
Right,
"Hey,
so-
you better get this
And that's
Olympic style testing."
I think that eventually it's gonna work itself out. I think it's definitely gonna be something they both want to fight. It's gonna definitely happen, and whatever hasn't happened or whatever in regards to them enrolling, I think that's gonna be a non-issue going
moot point
forward.
moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to something you originally said though, because it took me a while to process, and I was listening to some comments that you guys were making in regards to a fight, and really kind of thinking about it. What would it mean, on either end? For me, yeah, obviously the younger guy, Errol Spence. How could you not say that he wouldn't win? It's looking like on paper, it's kind of the logical thing, but man, it's something about Manny Pacquiao. It's really hard to just say, oh yeah, he's going to get washed, or he's just going to get totally dominated.
People are going to tune in. People are going to tune in. This is going to be a great pay-per-view.
I just hope it's not like $100 or something like that.
Man, did y'all see? Speaking
I
of
feel like
pay-per-view,
he's going more and
just
more.
not to go off completely off the subject, but did you see that Tank Davis and Mario Barrios is $70?
Yeah, $70 pay-per-view.
The hell
That's
is wrong with
ridiculous.
that?
Yeah,
$70,
Yeah,
bro.
and that's is that
that came out
HD,
today. That came out
though?
today.
Is that HD or is that the SD?
Better be freaking
God.
IMAX.
Wow, 3D?
popcorn or
4K,
something.
75.
3D, bro.
Free
I
with
mean,
a
I don't
seat.
even know. Do they
Yeah.
have a good undercard? I mean, why? Is it because Tank Davis?
I mean, it shows you how the
freaking dollars.
well. I mean, it shows you the times too, because Errol Spence. This will be his 4th fight that he's fought on a 4
Pay-per-view?
straight pay-per-view. He's had no in between
he's a
fights.
pay-per-view.
It's
He's a
all
pay-per-view. Now.
pay-per-view.
That's all he is.
So
that's all he is.
He's
moving
all
forward.
straight pay-per-view, and
Yeah.
it would actually be history. No one has had 4 straight pay-per-view.
Not even Canelo. Not even.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's making more money, Canelo, than
Yeah, Canelo's making way more
and
money.
the zone. Is
And in the
just
zone,
like
I mean, how do you
Yeah.
factor that in?
Heck yeah.
But
That's true.
that's the thing, man.
We always got to talk about Canelo in every episode.
some form or fashion.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding. Oh.
No, but yeah, honestly, it would be unbelievable. I think on both sides. I mean, it's
Spence
great for
wins-
boxing.
Yeah,
I just want it to be a great fight. I mean, I guess to me, a loss for boxing if it would be
something wacky, like
Some-
ends on a cut.
Yeah, something like that. You know, because like we said,
Hey, it's
potentially-
all southpaw to southpaw. I mean, it can definitely happen, right? Scratch to the head.
Yeah.
So we
Damn,
talked about
Hopper,
boxing,
good.
Shawn. We talked about boxing. You know, it's losing, you know, fans' credibility. We got these YouTubers that are bringing the new generation
I don't believe
and all
that.
that stuff.
I don't believe that.
I don't
People
either.
have
but
been saying that.
do
for
you
years.
think? Do you think?
I'll take on a
this
YouTuber
Spence-
for 900K.
Nah, I know, right?
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Hey, you can cut me a check for 100. I'll be all right.
Man.
Do you think the Spence and Pacquiao fight would continue to strength, you know, in the sport of boxing right now? Is that really a good matchup right now with the current situation?
Well, anytime you have names and stars fight, it's always a
Basically,
good thing.
Manny Pacquiao. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
Manny Pacquiao right there.
all you need.
But you know, again, it's all about results. Like if it's an amazing event where people are talking about it, like, oh, it ended on a amazing knockout, or they were going back and forth and it was a war. Can you imagine? You know,
yeah.
they both went on their shield and people. It's one thing if they debate if it's like real close, like Pacquiao Marquez type of thing. But if it's like a judge kind of issue, that's what I don't want. I want a great fight. I want to be decided in the ring, and the best man win. Yeah, I don't want the judges to decide it. And I definitely don't want a clash of heads because there's two southpaws and something awkward. I want it to be a great event. But yeah, on paper, I think it has potential to draw people in. But that's the thing. I mean, that's the beauty of boxing. It's no one person or no one fight can kill it and no one could save it. It's all in boxing. Boxing's constantly evolving. As far as YouTube, it's just a phase and eventually it will phase out. But I think, we do need the stars to step up and actually take these fights. So I definitely applaud them for that. Again, I'm still in shock that, at first, like, you were saying, Hopper, it looked like Manny was going for the cash grab at the end. But for him to take on the top guy, arguably, if not the top pound for pound guy in his prime, crash or no crash.
In his division,
for a chance. And that's the thing, like with all the amazing accomplishments he's done, the one thing that Manny Pacquiao hasn't done is become unified. So there's something there. And if he somehow pulls this off, then that would be completely landscape game-changing for boxing. And I think, you would draw in the casuals. Because at that point, you'd have a chance for, I can't even believe to say it, but you'd have Manny Pacquiao a chance to fight for undisputed against Crawford. Then your dream would come true. Your dream would be like super wet dream.
Super wet. You mean that taco thing down there?
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think? Jake Gringo with Manny wins. What is that?
I definitely think like how he said. It looks good on paper. It definitely attract people. But like you said, if it ends on anything less than decision or a knockout, I definitely think it can kind of push people away from boxing. I really do think it'll affect it in
So it needs to be a knockout for you?
It doesn't need to be a knockout. It just don't need to end off a bump on heads, a stupid injury, a draw.
I want to touch on that too, but after we get Whittle's take,
especially especially a draw, man. Nobody's gonna like that. I mean, it's not to say that it can't be
or
an
unjust card, like say Manny Pacquiao boxes him for 9-10 rounds and Spence wins.
Yeah. Something crazy like that. I think that'll definitely be like people are just gonna be like, they do this shit.
Don't jinx it.
I mean, you showed to be a prophet, Jake, but let's hopefully that's not the case. But I could, part of me is kind of saying that, we love boxing, obviously that's why we're here. I could kind of see a Pacquiao having a unbelievable, like a Chocolatito type performance.
Yeah. Oh,
where
yeah.
you're like, oh wow, he's like, it's a renaissance.
Back.
Look, he's back.
Out.
And then all of a sudden the scores come out, you're like,
whoa,
what the hell?
That
was the PBC.
That was horrible.
Yeah. So, and man,
Dave Moretti will probably be judging.
And I do say boxing has had
Please
some
more
more recent horrible cards that has swayed people's mindset or like people's views and things like that. And like I have friends that are casuals. They only follow boxing because I'm inside of it. You know what I mean? And,
shout out to them though.
Shout out. Yeah.
And,
true fans.
Yeah, they're big MMA fans. And I'm like, okay, it's cool.
Oh, how many times you got people ask you? Oh, you do MMA? No.
You get
just get out. Just get out of here, bro.
So your golden gloves?
I'm asking that.
Your golden gloves? Yes. Yeah. Golden gloves for sure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're watching it.
I'm golden gloves.
But we're watching only because of Clarissa Shields.
Yeah.
I had to clarify there.
Wait, she's a boxer.
But here's another question that I wanted to pose. Do you think fans and casual fans will have pay-per-view fatigue by the time this fight kicks in because remember we just had Floyd and Logan on pay-per-view. Then we have Teofimo and Cambosos on Triller. That's going to be pay-per-view.
Right.
Then you have Tank Davis and Mario Barrios, which they just announced is $70.
Yeah.
Then you're probably going to have Fury and Wilder. That's going to be pay-per-view. Then 3 weeks after that, you have Pacquiao and Earl. You think our fans going to be like, man, shit. That's a lot of
pay-per-view.
I don't think so. I don't think so because it's the summer. People are moving. COVID. What do you mean COVID?
And you got to think of it like this. There's watch parties.
Exactly.
So,
and
one
so
person buys this one.
Those fans that weren't able. Those fans.
That's the point right there. Yeah, that's a good one. About watch parties are back. So
exactly.
I know we've
because COVID ending.
We had watch parties during the
COVID. Watch it, so like that.
We went to watch. We watched the Charlo when Charlo fought Dervinchenko, and the other one fought Rosario. We were watching it over there. Man, in the middle of COVID.
I still got party. I mean, do you have a fever? No. Do you feel bad? No. Okay, good. You passed.
All right, we're good. Come on.
You got beer?
What beer you like?
I know,
okay, I know you don't have fever, but you have cold beer.
Because I'm.
But yeah, you're right. I don't think people have the fatigue, but I mean that's a lot of pay-per-views.
I know it is. No, that's why people are turning more into the zone.
Yeah,
and I mean, you go in and you pay yearly subscription, and how many of those pay-per-views? I mean, you say some of that $60, $70, $80, a lot.
And you pay $100 a year, and
exactly
that's it. Yeah,
like the boxing thing.
That's it. I mean, Chocolatito, Canelo. I mean, you name it. All
Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, exactly. And so
his fight with Usyk's almost a done deal. I think they were talking about finalizing contracts today. So
yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I really don't get the. Well, I guess people don't like change, but I never got the hate on DAZN ever.
Me either.
I don't either.
It's amazing.
To be honest, it's
not only that, but they have other content as well. I mean, and it's all quality. And you have.
And one thing I do love is that they have the old fights on there.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm bored at work. Oh, you know what? Let me go to the archives and watch a fight.
I say that I don't know, but actually I do know
because you know everything, Ringo.
You know, Ringo.
A lot of things. Let's be honest. We are. Based in the U.S. and spearheaded mainly by, Eddie Hearn, UK. Let's be honest, there are UK cards on there. They're not all great, but for $99, hell, stick them on there. I don't give a damn.
Heck yeah! And by the way, before we go on, I want to shout out Maria Diaz. Maria Diaz, gracias por tu aportación, tu colaboración y por auspiciarnos a nosotros aquí a Longliveboxing, DAZN. She pays for every year our DAZN. So Maria Diaz.
Oh, hell yeah.
Gracias.
Maria. Gracias. Mi amor.
I mean, this is what it's all about. You know how much money she had saved us?
Man, I had no idea.
There's a UK card this weekend as well. Speaking of DAZN, Louis Reston and Jeremiah Ponce. So,
I got one question for y'all, though. All right, and I've been waiting.
I may have an answer. All right. We'll see.
What y'all think about the performance of the Chris Arreola versus Andy Ruiz?
Andy Ruiz.
Oh.
Butterbeans.
Hey, that was.
He has some brass knuckles in his gloves.
I know. I heard a little bit of y'all snippets, but I'm here. I'm here up front.
You want to go first?
It was. Arreola put in the performance of his life. Turned back the clock, and that was
sure did.
And he dropped Andy Ruiz. God, that was
multiple times. How many times?
Yeah,
twice at least, right?
Twice, but he heard him at least.
I think it was more than twice.
He heard him. He heard
him a few. Yeah, a lot.
And then Goosen was rocking the white denim.
I think he dropped him 3 times.
But you know what though? Twice in one round. That was Andy's first fight with Reynoso. And if you remember Oscar Valdez's first fight with Reynoso, that was against the Puerto Rican guy.
Oh, you're right.
The one on top rank.
And he
didn't look so spectacular either.
No, he didn't.
But on his second fight against Alacran so let's see what.
You got to give him time. I think you got to give him time.
Yeah, because it's a complete change from their fighting style, what they're used to. Because
Jason Velez.
There you go, Velez. Because it's more technical. It's more defense. It's not go out. Because Andy Ruiz is, especially when you find Anthony Joshua was brawler coming at you, and then Eddie.
And I think Chris Arreola has his number.
Yeah,
because Chris Arreola has weird chopping shots, and he was waiting for him the whole time. And what happens when you get a little punch happy? You got the crowd in there. You got a new trainer. You're supposed to make a big performance. you know, you're gonna make some mistakes.
It was an entertaining fight, though.
It was.
I ordered it.
I'm not gonna lie, I loved it.
I ordered it. We all ordered it.
I mean, the way, to your point, I walked away with it impressed with Arreola and disappointed with Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
I was really expecting him to go in there, and it was set up for him to go in there and dominate, right? And
I was hoping to.
I don't want to say the word exposed, but he showed that, you know, he obviously has some things to work on in the gym. That's how I looked at it. You know,
Well,
he's definitely a way.
I saw him fit though. I saw him better than the Joshua last fight.
Than Joshua, too.
I know it was a joke on him because he was leaving the highlight, and hoping that, you know, kind of get people to understand that, you know, when you start getting money, life changes. But your career needs to go there, and this is what these guys are, you know, all about. Is they want that stardom, but they know how they need to work hard and be consistent.
Your vision
throughout.
can't change.
Yeah. So having Arreola being an opportunity coming back into the sport and knowing Arreola the way he performed, I mean, Andy Ruiz needs to step up because he's not going to beat neither Usyk. He's not going to beat Wilder.
Usyk? Oh, I think he could beat Usyk.
Usyk's
not a
Andy Ruiz?
Andy Ruiz?
No, I don't.
Usyk?
I don't.
Usyk has struggled in the heavyweight division. He's not a cruiserweight anymore. He's not a.
I don't think so. He's
Usyk is little.
I think that's the one guy he
but
can
they're both
beat.
Can beat Usyk.
They're both little.
Maybe if him and Luis Ortiz, that'd be a great fight. King Kong and Andy.
Yeah,
that'd be tough because Luis can box.
Well,
he's very technical.
He's 80.
And he's probably like
but King Kong can punch.
But Usyk, he looks.
He just looks too little.
Too small for the heavyweight division.
But still, I think I see
Andy's been in the heavyweight division for a while. But see, Usyk just moved up, and his last fight against, was it Chisora? Oh, man, those punches, even the ones that he was blocking, were throwing him to the ropes.
Was the biggest opponent he's ever faced in the heavyweight, so you got to expect that.
He fought. He's looked underwhelming. I think Josh was gonna slice him up.
It'll take him a while to get.
No, definitely
get up to that. But
with our time remaining, I would like to hear.
Oh
from
yeah,
because
remember we have to get to predictions.
Yeah, so
predictions.
Let's go
for
ahead
Spence and Pacquiao.
Yeah. Let's throw it out there.
Go ahead out there.
We talked about how amazing it would be, how phenomenal it would be as far as, you know, just as a fight, and hopefully it does live up to the hype and the expectations for August 21st in the MGM Garden Arena. Jake, what's your thoughts as far as, like, honestly, as of right now, testing aside, and Victor Conti aside, what do you predict the fight will end up with?
It's very, very hard for me to answer, man. It is, but I'm gonna have to go with Pacquiao. That's just my man. That's just my man, dude. It just is at the end of the day. It's, and you know who doesn't want to see the old man win, you know?
I know.
I love it, man. Exactly. That's great. All right, that's awesome, man. So, shout out to Jake on that one. Yes.
Jake the Snake.
Guero. Sir, you're up.
I know he's my little brother, you know what I'm saying, but I gotta go opposite of him. I'm gonna have to go Earl Spence. I really like. Don't get me wrong, Manny's a legend. Manny's the greatest, you know, one of the greats. But I just feel he's facing an obstacle on the road, and I don't know. I just don't think that he's gonna be able to surpass this one.
Yeah,
it's just they're two opposite fighters, dude, but like the exact perfect match of opposite. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
one's inside. You know,
one inside, one's explosion, one's you know, crafty. The other one's
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a great fight. Great fight. That's why it's hard. And maybe I just want Pacquiao to win.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
But
yeah,
I mean, if he catches lightning in the bottle, you know, anything.
One last time, then goes off.
And that's the thing. He knows it's just one more time. Can you imagine? He knows this is it.
And at the same time, if Earl wins, it just brings more recognition back to Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It could potentially be a win for boxing. So yeah, awesome.
Even if Earl loses, like, well, you lost against Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah. That's the thing.
It's Manny Pacquiao.
I'm really hoping that's how people would look at it, because I know I would be blown away. So yeah, I'll go ahead and say for me, I'll say Errol Spence by decision. I think it'll be exciting, a lot of back and forth, but at some point, you know, physicality and just, you know, the youth and the just the physical prowess, I think, will just take over. I think that Manny will have some success getting on the inside, and will cause some issues with as far as his, you know, footwork and getting inside. But I think overall, Errol Spence is gonna just be able to control him enough to win. I see 7-5 or 8-4 for Errol Spence,
okay.
and but I don't see any knockdown. So
no.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to piggyback off of y'all's decisions. I'm thinking Errol Spence by controversial decision.
Oh, baby!
I'm thinking Manny Pacquiao's gonna win the fight, but they're gonna give it to Spence.
Really?
Yeah, I think Spence is gonna get it by controversial split decision. Yes.
To try to make that
That's
Crawford
my
fight?
opinion. Try and make the Crawford fight, and just to keep Spence winning, because I mean it's under PBC control.
I'm with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are on the controversy train. Choo.
I just feel like because they're on that side of the table over there.
It might be, but it's look. You got to think about it. Manny Pacquiao turned pro when he was what,
a long time
15,
ago.
16?
15.
Yeah, he was
15. He's 15 years old.
6
He had to put on 10-pound ankle weights to make weight for the smallest. What is it? Super
straw weight.
Straw weight. He had to
105.
put on 10-pound weights just to make that. So it's no big deal for him to go against the stronger man. You know what I mean? And the opponent he fought when he was 15, I think was 20-some years old. He was an old dude. He had his man strength,
Yeah.
So that still lives in Manny Pacquiao, I believe. So
Look at the historian over here, Jake knows his
for real,
boxing.
man. I know.
He
I
said,
know Manny.
he said,
I know Manny.
I'm only about new boxing.
No, but I know
and then
Manny,
throws
bro.
Chico Corrales
Hey,
at us.
bro.
Manny Pacquiao.
No, but that's the thing though. Like, that's my fear. Like, if that happens, like, say it's an amazing fight, I know us as boxing fans, we're gonna be like, but did you see that decision? That was such bullshit. We'll forget all about the amazing fight. That's the tragedy.
It happens all the time.
Yeah,
and it does happen. Yeah.
And then we'll be talking about this judge and what they ate for
the
dinner.
donkey of the week.
Stupid,
Yeah, it sucks, man. So hopefully that's not the case, man. But let's hear from. Speaking of man, let's speak from our man Manny. What's your thoughts, brother? You're literally in the middle of the room, so hopefully you feel something. Break this tie up.
No pressure.
I thought we weren't going to go predictions today. This is very difficult. Still have a long ways to go. But here's the deal. I feel both sentiments back and forth. I have been very bullish with Manny Pacquiao since he started his career. All the way down from strawweight, flyweight, moving up, and giving us great fights throughout. Errol Spence. I mean, this is the thing, man. You're just fighting against a smaller guy. By default, when you measure apples to apples, you're like thinking, okay, this guy's more active. Manny Pacquiao has been inactive. You can't deny the talent and what can Manny bring into the table. I really want to root for Manny. I really do. I really want Manny to win.
Yeah.
But the problem is you got to be realistic.
Yeah.
Stronger guy, bigger guy,
Younger.
better reach, younger, in its prime.
More powerful.
And I just think I agree with you in controversial, but at the end of the night is what do we want to bring, right? Who do we want to continue to move forward for the future to boxing? And I think that's
younger
Errol
one,
Spence. Honestly, I'm just gonna give it. I'm just gonna give it split decision. I'm gonna give something to Pacquiao. And then he's just gonna 2-1. So
Spence.
Spence. I really want Pacquiao. I really wanted to root, but guys, for me, it's when I'm thinking about analyzing, see who will win. I got to put everything on the table right now. It's just obvious right now. Hopefully, I am wrong, but anyway, Errol Spence split decision.
All right. So just to clarify, but unlike our brother and our new brother Jake, do you feel it's gonna be legit or it's gonna be like
iffy?
It's gonna be iffy. You think it's
so
gonna
your
be
decision?
No, you,
knockout?
Manny.
No, you, Manny.
You. Oh, me?
Yeah, I was like, he's looking at me.
Jake. He said Jake. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
He's gonna win it.
I think it's the thing about it is that's the factor here.
Yep.
He's good. Pacquiao is gonna look so good, and that's the thing about it is he hasn't fought in 2 years. What is he about right now? At 43 years old, do you still got it? And we know for a fact you've been to Philippines. You know the hype about Manny. You know how well he trains. You know when he's committed. But he's been back and forth with Congress. He wants to be president of the Philippines. I mean, how much dedication you're spending to the sport of boxing? I don't know any of that factors. All I see, I see in social media, he looks great. He looks in shape. He's got one of the best trainers ever in Freddie Roach. I mean, you got everything towards you, nothing to lose, and a lot to gain for his legacy. I'll be more excited. I'll be stoked, jumping up and down if I see Manny Pacquiao unified. I'll be happy if Errol Spence wins. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It makes 100% sense.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be a total. I don't think it would be a knockout. And if you think about it, when Errol Spence, when was the last time Errol Spence got a knockout? I forgot. But the last 4 fights, it been a step up of an opponent, and he hasn't been able to finish it. So I think that Pacquiao is probably the best. Shawn Porter, better than Shawn Porter, better than Danny Garcia, and I think it's going to be difficult for him to knock him out. But I think Pacquiao is going to do his thing, and it's going to be so close. But at the end, Errol Spence is going to get the
yeah, I mean, that's why
thing
I would. I mean, I always want to knock out because I want to take the judges out the equation.
Right.
So
and the way things are going lately with the Moretti's and the donkeys.
Donkey.
So just real quick with our time remaining, we got to give time to our brothers Guero and Jake to shout out their sponsors and how to follow them on social media. Jake, you up first, brother.
Oh yeah, let me get a shout out to my sponsors, my Theo, Mo Media. You can find them on Instagram at Mo_media. My Thea, YMO, she does all my picture, my T-shirts and everything, all my logos, everything like that. I didn't even mention Mo Media. He does all my videography, the photography, everything like that. Fredo, he's my barber. He sponsors me. Presidential Cuts, he keeps everybody looking good, everything like that. FNA, Fight Night Apparel. He designs my trunks, my walkout uniform, everything like that, everything. Sweat, obviously gotta give thanks to Sweat, they do everything, yeah, that's it, man.
Awesome, bro. Awesome.
All right, big shout out to City Cairo Sports Center. Thank you for always helping us out with alignments, therapy, anything like that we need. You're always there to help us out, advance farther in our career and to many more in the future. Big shout out to Texas Tires in Louisville. Any lift kits, rims, tires, anything like that, they'll get you situated. The man to talk to is Vince. One of the best in over there.
Vincente.
Yes, sir. Big shout out to S.W.E.A.T Boxing. Big shout out to Hector over there. Thanks for taking me in and taking care of everything, guys, and giving me opportunities that that I didn't see in the past before, and to a brighter future that we're gonna have. And big shout out to Longliveboxing. These guys over here.
EnVivo. Alive.
And you can follow me on Instagram at underscore Team Vasquez. And then on Twitter is Team Vasquez 01. And then you can find me on Facebook at Mark Vasquez, VASQUEZ.
Absolutely.
That's right.
You don't want to miss those guys. They'll be live in action at the College Park Arena in Arlington, Tejas.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a pool, Rivas Pool Design, they have everything you need to get started. Just give Justin Rivas a call. It is 832-909-4606. Anything you want to do with tickets, follow him on social medias because he can get pretty nice hookups to any sporting events here in the Metroplex. Also as well, if you are needing someone to take care of your dog's shit, give him a call. Steven Trevino, Poop Scoop, 682-408-9502. They are servicing pretty much all DFW Metroplex, affordable weekly, bi-weekly, and one-time cleanup fees. Steven Trevino's and Poop Scoop. Vivo.
En vivo.
Fuera. Adiós.
Peace.